We're good.
Cool. All right, so this is No Comment or Akio Nova Talks, whatever the fuck. I'm still trying to figure out the name. But today I have Mr. Ryan here with me. How do you pronounce your last name, first of all?
Nadel.
Nadel. I said Nadel.
Oh, man. You wouldn't believe this shit I get.
Or Nadel or Nadel.
So honestly, Nadel. The real thing with that is, it's not even my actual last name. So I got hit with one of those like Ellis Island stories shit, right? So my great-grandfather from Austria was a tailor.
Okay.
Nadel, which this is bullshit because that's not even how the name's pronounced. Nadel is German for needle.
Okay.
So because he was a tailor before he emigrated in Austria, they were like, nah, dude, your last name's Nadel. He definitely had some long, ridiculous shit, and they were like, you're going to America, your name's Nadel.
Yeah.
I guess he
was
was
they
like...
think that people are not going to like be able to pronounce it or something.
Right. I mean, that, you hear those stories all the time. It was a thing.
Yeah.
So, I guess he was like, fuck that, I'm at least going to make it a name. Yeah. Nadel. And here we are today. Wow. So I don't even know what the real thing is, but there you go.
Look at that. He just told... Well, you said Austria?
Yep.
He told Austria to fuck off. And then he's going to be Nadel.
I mean, they still got his name, but whatever. Maybe one day we'll know.
Yo, listen. Thank you for being on the show.
Of course.
I feel like this was supposed to happen for a while because we've talked at your frat for like a year or two now.
Yeah.
I don't even know how we met. This is what I'm assuming how we met, okay? We met through the love of science in pharmacy school. I'm just kidding. That's complete bullshit. I feel like what really happened was you were probably in your room. I somehow stumbled into your room. You were probably taking a fat ass hit of your bong.
Right.
And I looked at you and I was like, there's a connection here. Okay? My name is
Something's
Akio.
happening.
Yeah, something is happening here. My name is Akio. And you're like, yo, I'm Ryan, bro. And I was like, yo, let me take a hit. And then boom, we became friends like that.
Oh yeah. I mean that's how I got most of my friends, honestly. Weed makes all my friends.
So the last time we were talking, you're having like a mini party. Mm-hmm. And see, this shows the type of person I am. You guys were literally having a party with all these women around, and I'm sitting there talking to you about DMT and psychedelics and intellectual conversations. Yeah. Which is fucking awesome. So the last time I spoke to you, I was telling you that I quit marijuana, even though I have a deep, insatiable love for it.
Insatiable. That's a great word.
And it's been like a week now. I've been off of it, and it's like half and half. It's like I'm losing vision and I'm losing brain cells, but at the same time, I'm starting to like really be more confident and be myself.
Right.
Because I told you, right? Like I'm a very social person. I love to go out, meet people, and then when I do something that kind of hinders or like does the opposite for me and makes me awkward, it just gets me mad because I'm like, fuck.
So what's been the main changes? Like you got confidence up. How's your energy? You get that whole sluggish thing when you're in that marijuana daily shit.
Hangovers is a real thing.
And you're over that? Like you think you feel a lot better now when you get up?
All right, ready? Think about this. Mm-hmm. So a week ago, I smoked. I don't know if it doesn't matter if it's the pen, blunt, joint.
Whatever at this point.
I did, right?
THC.
When I wake up in the morning, I feel like hell, right? And what I started to do was, well, I told you about like my mental note. I do pros and cons. My pro is like it feels good, food is great, da-da-da. My con is like freaking list of cons, right?
Okay.
So what I started to do was like, at that point, I got to the point where, okay, I can't fight it. I'm probably gonna still do it, right? Because that one pro is gonna outweigh the freaking 50 cons. So what I did was I knew my weed hangover was gonna start in the morning, so I freaking had coffee right next to me, ready. So I just lean over, drink, and that gave me the energy to wake up, dude. This morning and the mornings before, like for the past 7 days, I woke up sharp 8:30. Didn't feel I wanted to wake up. I had energy. I couldn't even sleep anymore. I just had to get up and start my day without feeling like hell, without feeling like I had to convince myself in some way or set up all these alarms. I just naturally woke up.
Right.
And what I noticed is I told you about the dream thing where you don't dream when you're high as hell.
Yeah.
It's because you don't have you don't go through your REM sleep cycles and all that shit.
Right.
Yo, that shit's real. I remembered my entire dream. Like
but here's my thing with that, right? The first time I started smoking like summer before 8th grade.
Okay.
I wasn't a pothead then, but that was the first time I had the worst friends. But so I'm not even I wasn't even into it at that point, thank God.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward to I'd say senior year of high school. That's when I started daily shit, right?
Yeah.
All the way up until start of freshman year. I'm like, okay, I'm in pharmacy school now, whatever. I guess I'll try to get off of it. And the first week there, I stopped burning for a few days and I start dreaming again.
Yeah.
And my first dream is like my dad dies in it. And I woke up just fucked up. And every day that week, it was some depressing shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was just, I didn't like it. Like, I preferred not dreaming. And even now, so I have a drug test coming up. And I quit again. And I've started dreaming again. And dude, I just don't. So I actually don't like it. I don't know, man. It's weird. My brain's fucked up. I don't get it.
Do you think those like really weird dreams is because of your fuck? I'm just like I'm losing my train of thought. But do you think that those like nightmares or like those depressing dreams is because of you quitting and having that what the fuck am I trying to say? Not aftermath. Fuck.
But just that's why it sucks. You're trying to right. The problem is I don't fucking know. The longest tea break I've taken has been maybe 7 days max in the past 4 years.
Shit.
So now this is uncharted territory I'm going into right now with this drug test.
It's unknown.
I'm trying to take 2 months off honestly because like
Holy
like
shit,
I said,
dude.
it's been like 4 years almost daily. So God only knows how much THC is built up in this shit.
Yeah.
So and I'm not trying to fail that drug
but
test.
weirdly enough, I mean, I think it naturally it goes away in 2 weeks. That's what I noticed about myself. In
so
2 weeks, it goes away.
Everyone says it just depends on the frequency,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
weight.
yeah.
I'm not as big as I once was, but I sure as fucking skinny. So I'm gonna take some time with that shit, you know. And again, it's better safe than sorry because I can't afford to fail it.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have a high metabolism or no?
No.
I feel like that makes a big difference.
No, my body works against me. It always.
No, I feel like me, even when I don't want it to, like I could eat, dude, I mean, I do it all the time. I eat like 8 times at night. Like ridiculous. Like I'll eat peanut butter. My guilty pleasure is peanut butter.
See, but
sandwich.
was that when you were burning or is that just you? Like do you just snack like that?
No, I think it's munchies.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's munchies. But the good thing about it is that my body works along with me, and it's like I wake up in the morning, no matter how many times I eat at night, I wake up in the morning and it all goes away. I go right back to skinniness. I mean, literally. At night, I could hit.
Praise God.
Yeah, right.
That's amazing.
Oh no, that shit's gonna bite my ass when I hit 25. Dude.
Oh, listen,
23
it'll
right
catch
now.
up to you, but you can't worry about that.
Catch up to me. Yeah, I'm not worrying about it now, but I gotta teach myself. Like, listen, you gotta stop fucking eating like a fat ass.
No, I do the same shit. I get it. Right.
Yeah. I feel like that helps out a lot, dude. I feel like the metabolism is what helps me get it out of my system in 2 weeks because it sticks to your fat and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's
right?
like that's what it's tied into. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So that would help.
Yeah. So for that reason, I feel like I'm good. That's why for me naturally it goes away in 2 weeks. But how are you feeling so far? You said it's been 7 days for you.
So it almost was. I did. Let's see.
You fucker, you broke it?
So, listen to this, bro. My boy rolls up. It had been 4 days at this point. Yeah, 4 days clean.
Yeah.
I hadn't touched anything. I would drink like a couple beers at night.
Yeah.
That wasn't even daily shit. It was just helping me to fall asleep those first couple days. And my friend rolls up with this backwood pre-roll.
Yeah.
Stuffed with keef. With oil, like this was branded. Some company created this fucking product, a backwood pre-roll.
Yeah.
I was like,
hoodest shit I've ever heard.
Exactly. Like, who thought of this? Fucking unreal. That was some Young Thug shit, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, backwoods. Before you start, please keep your thought because the only time I ever think of backwoods is always the same fucking scene. I'm at some random ass party. Some hood ass dudes come up to me. They're like, "Yo, you trying to throw 5 on this?" And my dumb ass is always like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And then we go to the backyard. Yeah. And there's like 20 people on it.
And you got the one dude.
They pull out this wrinkly ass backwood.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, where has my life gone to that I'm here right now for the 6th time in my life doing this? And then that's it.
Well, my thing is also, I hate them.
Yeah.
I hate backwoods.
Yeah.
But this was the first pre-roll blunt, regardless I've ever seen in my life. And also, I have friends back home who exclusively smoke backwoods.
Okay.
Which I don't get. It must be like because there's so much rapper hype around it. So they're like, oh yeah, we're cool because we only smoke. Like, I have dudes, I roll nice J's, bro. I roll nice J's, I promise. And these motherfuckers would be like, oh, a J? Nah. Like, how weed is weed is weed is weed. If you're gonna tell me you have to smoke your expired backwood that's gonna give you a fucking headache, and you're too good for my nice tight little J, you're an asshole. You're a dickhead. You're doing it for the image because it's the same endpoint, dude. You're getting high. So
that's true. But lately, I've started doing joints because something just tells me it's a lot more like cleaner and
it
healthier.
It is. I mean,
right?
it's the difference of smoking. You're smoking a tobacco leaf with backwoods.
Yes. So it does make a difference. So when you do it,
that's harsher on your lungs. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, not only physically, but what about mentally though? What about your high itself?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because you're smoking different things. You're inhaling different chemicals when you're burning that leaf versus burning paper. And I mean, honestly, like the way I do it is glass. Like you always know, I'm always in that bong. So it's cleaner. And I mean, like at the amount that I was smoking, it's like I need to worry about my health.
Yeah.
So I can't do the blunts daily thing. Like that's just. Even when I'm back home and with my friends who are always passing papers and blunts around, like when I try to do cardio, it's like my lungs are fucked.
Yeah,
it hurts.
Yeah, I've noticed that lately.
So
I've been a lot more tired
I try to like stick to glass.
Dude, I was like heaving before you came because I'm like running up and down and shit, and like trying to clean everything, make it look nice, and then I'm like I gotta grab water and I run up there, bro. By the time like I did it 4 or 5 times, I was fucking.
No, that's the one thing I'm looking forward to, like from this this break from weed, because I don't smoke cigarettes and like Juul, like I'm trying to stay away from it honestly. So hoping I get my lungs back to me. Yeah. And I'm also an asthmatic, and people think I'm crazy because I tell them that and they know how much I burn, and they're like, "Are you trying to kill yourself?"
Yeah. And
I'm like, "But my lungs got it."
I thought the whole reason for a Juul. I remember the first time I think I saw somebody smoking the Juul, like one of my good friends. Yeah. I don't want to put any names out there. Because we are talking about like confidential shit,
right?
Weed, but it's gonna get legalized eventually. But
soon, hopefully.
Yeah, soon. And I remember the first time I saw Juuls come about, my friend was like, "Yo, I'm smoking this Juul," and I was like, "Oh, is that supposed to be like a replacement of like cigarettes?" Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, it's vapor. It's good for you." Da da da. Like this whole reason, yeah, right. But it's not. It's fucking worse than cigarettes, dude. So what the fuck is the point of a Juul?
I wouldn't go so far as to say. In fact,
at this point, it's just literally you smoking out of USB rather than paper.
The problem is it's too accessible now.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's the same issue I view with the THC cartridges.
Yeah.
Because now you got high school and even middle school kids doing it in their bathrooms and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have this.
Same.
That's a real problem.
Same.
So, I mean, shit like that is what gets me worried about it.
Yeah.
But on like at our age,
yeah,
it's better than a cigarette, but I think still more people are hitting it now.
Yeah.
Just
it doesn't matter. Even if it is supposedly healthier, they're still hitting it a lot more and buying it a lot more.
So at that point,
isn't that weird? Those Juuls are more accessible to like younger kids than cigarettes themselves. That's fucking weird.
I don't get how it
But they're cracking down on it now, right? Like they actually realize it's so dangerous now. They're trying to, increase the age limit for it.
The problem is like the methods that they're taking. I mean, like making it a problem. So they raise the price on mango pods.
Okay.
But not mint. What? What you thought because it's mango and it's fruit, kids like it better, and that's your game plan here? No, dude, that's not an actual.
But ironically
method.
enough, everybody always goes for mint because they say mint tastes better.
Anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I mean I don't know. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
You know, like eventually everyone's gonna get their hands on it.
Yeah.
If it's somewhere and it's legal.
Yeah.
But
okay, so here's a quick question because I want to go into our DMT talk. Right? Because it's funny because I had a friend call me or text me earlier and he was like, "Yo, do you know anybody that has DMT?" I'm sitting there like, "Do I look like a fucking pharmacist to you?
Am I the plug like that?"
Yeah, like why would even if you came up to me and you asked me if I had weed, I would be like, "No." Because I don't know where to find it nowadays. Like, my dealer, by the way, real quick. My dealer, I didn't realize how important customer service was for dealers until my dealer came about. Because he was like, no, I mean customer service, like, because most dealers are really lazy. They're mad late. They don't show up on time. This guy, I would text him. Even if he didn't answer, he would call me back immediately 5 minutes later. Right. And he would say the same thing. He would be like, yes, you needed something? And I'll be like, same shit every time. Every time. He'd be like, yes, you needed something? And I'll be like, yeah, bro, like, why do you always ask that? You know why I'm here. Like, I'm like, yeah, can I just pick up like a dime? And he's like, yeah. Where are you located? And I'm like, dude, you know where I live, but whatever, Dunkin' Donuts, right? And I go and I get it and I ask him what strains he has. And then I go on Leafly and I look up the strains and I want the energetic and sativa ones. I don't like indica. And I go there and I get it. He's super quick. He's always there when I show up. And then the best part is he literally it's so funny because when it's not him, I know who he is now, right?
Right.
When it's not him, I pick it up and he'll text me 30 seconds later. He'll be like, "Yo, did you get everything? Like, is everything good?"
Sick.
And I'm like, "Cool, yeah, it is." And then it's a great experience. But he disappeared, so I think he got locked up. But
I mean, you never know, really. Like sometimes, or even if heat's catching on to him, he's like, "Fuck this, I'm dropping out."
Yeah.
But yeah, shit happens. I'd say it's I started learning about it because, I mean, like I said, I started so young. When I was fucking in 8th grade, the type of people I was dealing with to get bud, it was like, oh yeah, you want a Q? Like $120. And I'm like, sure!
Yeah,
because
exactly.
What choice do I have?
Yeah.
At this point in my life, I'm willing to pay the extra money when I get a dealer who will meet me at the time we talked about, at the place we talked about. I hate these guys that are like hit you back half an hour later, like, oh, I'm not there yet. Can you come to me?
Yeah.
Like, bro, why are you
20
doing
minutes
this?
late, 20,
yeah, because at that point,
there,
even if your shit's cheaper, I don't want to deal with you. I have the money now where I'll take convenience.
I can go to somebody else.
Yeah.
You're freaking living in Rutgers, dude. Everybody around you got something.
And I still go back to Staten Island for the good
Really?
prices, better bud. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, how fucking far is that from you? Is that where you grow up?
I'm closer. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm closer than most kids at Rutgers. So the drive to my house is only like really half an hour. Some kids at Rutgers is like 40, 50 minutes.
Shit.
So I thank God for that. It's super convenient.
All right, so before we go into more psychedelic and drug talk, which I love and you love, tell me a little bit about your background, because every time I go to your place, we always talk about stuff like this, but I never actually, understood who you are and where you grew up and stuff like that. So obviously you told me Austria and Nadel.
Oh my God, bro, you want the whole thing?
To all the Austrians, but tell me about when you came here and stuff like that.
So don't look at me as Austrian because I'm 4th generation New York.
Okay.
Puerto Rican, Italian, Russian, Romanian, Austrian, Spanish.
Yeah.
Immigrants get to New York, they fuck. That's how I got here.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, and I think it gives me a different perspective because people like to look at me and then try to place me in one of those groups. Mm-hmm. Italians look at me like, oh, you're Italian. Spanish people are like, oh, I see the Spanish in you.
Yeah.
Middle Eastern people are like, you're Middle Eastern. I'm like, I'm not, but
it's crazy.
Sure, if you want to claim me, I'm about it. Okay. So that's why it's a kind of funny experience. And growing up, Staten Island is depends on the neighborhood, but where I was growing up, it was very white, Italian, Irish, very Catholic. And my parents are like non-religious, hippies. My parents are both 60. So they're fucking old. They had me when they were 40-something.
You have older brothers and sisters?
I have a 28-year-old brother that lives in, oh no, Jesus Christ, he's older now. He's 31. He lives in Israel. My sister's 28. She still lives in Staten Island.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like you see the age gap. I'm only 20. So I was an accident baby, basically, which was sick. I'm very happy for that because I had these two almost like when I started to get older, like they were almost adults. Yeah. So like my sister was the fucking plug, for anything. Anything I could want, she could give me rides. Like she had the best advice. Because she was older.
So all your girl problems you went to your sister.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
She held me down. I dealt with some fucked up shit. Everyone has their stories.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just so thankful I had that experience, and I'm thankful for the fact that my parents were older because I know that like they used to give my sister so much hell. But for me, like, they saw her mistakes and they knew, okay, we could scream at this kid, we could try to beat this kid, but what's going to happen? He's just going to get angrier.
Right.
And I think that's a lesson that you have to learn as a parent, where the way you discipline your child should be more like, understand that I love you. Mm-hmm. Because if you do that whole, what the fuck is wrong? And sometimes a kid needs that, absolutely. But you need to drive home the fact that you care about them and you love them. Because then that makes me more willing to talk to you when I have a problem. My sister and my mom, when she was younger, it was always them butting heads. She didn't want to talk to my mom because it was always like, fuck you, you're an idiot, get the fuck out of my face. So after all the beef that they had, they're like, all right, let's not fuck this one up. So
did your parents at that point kind of be like, okay, we're just gonna let the siblings, discipline? Like, we're gonna do the disciplining, but now did they ever pass it over to the other kids to be like, yo, look, Ryan's really young, but do whatever you can to discipline him, and while we can as well.
They didn't even really, they didn't need to say it. So I didn't actually get raised with my brother. Both of my siblings are half siblings. My brother's my dad's. He grew up in Jersey, and I'd see him like maybe once a month.
Okay.
But my sister I lived with.
Yeah.
My sister, they didn't need to say anything to my sister. She wanted to be my mom. Because there was such an age gap.
Yeah.
And when she was about she was 8 when I was born.
Yeah.
So she got to play mommy, and then when she was 13, I was a toddler still.
Yeah.
So she got to do that whole thing, and she wanted to try to be there for me and tell me what to do and what not to do and how to behave and shit.
That's awesome.
Which can be annoying, but it works out for the best, I think. My sister's actually the reason I love music so much. When I was a kid, I was a weirdo. I didn't like music. My parents listened to. My mom loves Stevie Nicks and shit, and
don't know who they are. What's the genre?
Okay, so Stevie Nicks is older rock music, but she also listened to a lot of like, what the hell's the word? What am I thinking of? I'm blanking. Jesus fuck. I don't know. The only reason I say Stevie Nicks is because she's seen this woman like over 100 times. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, that's her. That's it, really. My dad was classic rock. My dad was Led Zeppelin, The Who, the Beatles.
Cool. Yeah.
Which it was like all right to listen to, and when like that's still always in the media and shit. Yeah. So it was always around, but it never like I never bit into that. I never was like, this is dope. I was like, okay, music's whatever.
Yeah.
My sister, I was also a fat ass when I was a kid. My sister was like, yo, let's go to Burger King. And my chubby ass was like, I'm fucking down. And we roll up, and we're in the parking lot, and I'm hype as shit, and she locks the doors and just looks at me, and I'm like, oh no. And she goes, you're not getting out of this car until you sing this chorus with me. And I still remember it was Sugar We're Going Down, by Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
And bro, I was like, what's wrong with you? You're sick. And I must have listened to that song probably 20 times. And by the end, I was like, we're going down. So like I was hyped, and that was it.
Because the reward was Burger King, bro.
Yeah, no, but even more so, it clicked. Like I was like, music is the shit. This is dope.
Yeah.
And that's what really got me started.
That's a pretty interesting way to get you into music.
It's fucking weird, isn't it?
It's like blackmail.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was a very aggressive way to do it, but it worked, and I stopped being weird, and I like music. So, thanks for that, Jess.
So what were you doing before that music then? So what So if people
were
listening to music and stuff,
it was always video games. I was always like, when I was 3, I had a Nintendo 64. At my grandparents, I had the Super Nintendo because my brother, my sister, my cousins,
bro.
They were older, so they were on top of that.
Yeah.
And then when I was growing up, I got the GameCube, the Wii, I got my Xbox 360. Like I was covered.
Yeah,
that was what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I didn't really care as much. But like that completely changed only recently. Like once I started listening to music, I was very much into it, but now it's like I don't touch video games anymore. I picked up DJing about 2 years ago.
Nice.
And really what got me into that was like 2010-ish.
Yeah.
I heard the Rude Sandstorm, that generic stuff.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And I told my cousin literally like, oh, I listened to the Rude Sandstorm. Like I was a walking meme. And he was like, bro, fuck that. Listen to this. And it's the song called Tetris by this British dubstep producer called Dr. P.
Okay.
And it's a very aggressive, harsh sound. And I first heard this and I was like, this is the music for me.
And what age were you?
If it was 2010, then I was 12.
12?
Uh-huh.
Shit.
And then
12, what was I doing? I was in Linkin Park.
I had that stage too a little bit later.
Yeah.
But so I went home, I showed my sister, she was like, this is disgusting. This is terrible music.
Because she likes Fall Out Boy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, bitch, whatever. And then the next year, there was this festival in Jersey called Bamboozled.
Yeah.
And
while you keep talking, I'm gonna check.
Word.
Because I'm gonna have anxiety attacks if this doesn't record. Oh, let's go, baby.
Okay,
All
so
right, go ahead.
So for Bamboozled the next year, the headliner was Skrillex. And I had once I got into Dr. P, at that point, 2010, like United States dubstep, like this dude Dr. P and this other guy called Flux Pavilion, they were like bringing the sound over. Because they were touring a little bit in the United States, and because of that, dude Skrillex, that's when he's really started. Like it was more like 2008 because he had a band from first to last. But he started transitioning into the whole DJ thing, and then there was this other dude called Excision who was starting to gain speed a little bit.
And this is all dubstep.
Yes.
Yeah.
But on top of that, there was still house art, like Swedish House Mafia was the thing. Tiesto was starting out. Afrojack was the thing. So like EDM was there, but not like bass music. You know what I'm talking about? So 2011, first time I'm ever going to any type of show. Bamboozle wasn't an electronic thing. It was like the Mac Miller, Foo Fighters, Skrillex. Those were the last artists to perform,
Really?
Like those were the heavy hitters. My fucking asshole sister, late to everything. She makes me miss Mac Miller, miss Foo Fighters. I get there for Foo Fighters' last song. I can't even tell you what it was. So I don't count them as the first people I saw live because like it was just I was like walking in and there they were and I was like bye.
Yeah.
And then Skrillex comes on, dude. And like I said, this was the first live music of any kind that I ever went to see. Like a real concert, not some dumb shit in someone's basement or whatever. Or some school shit. And he changed my life. Like seeing that in 2011, like it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
So it's possible that if I went there for Foo Fighters and I saw them first, I would have had that experience. But
and you would have been more connected with Foo
right.
Fighters,
Like who knows? But like now, this is Skrillex's record label. Ooh. I saw him the next year at Electric Zoo. just changed my life. So like I said, I had only gotten into music in general 2 years before that. And now it's like complete flip. Like that was the first at Electric Zoo, the first and last time I ever cried at like a live music thing of any kind.
Really?
Like I was crying. I was like, this is like I literally couldn't control my emotions. It was amazing. Yeah. So,
and is that the whole reason why you got into DJing as well, because of Skrillex?
Well, so I mean, after I saw him, I eventually, started going. I would like go to some shows, and it's inaccessible really when you're that young. So I saw him when I was 12 and 13, and then it was like, what the hell do I do now? There's not a ton of shows for 13-year-olds,
right?
And at that point, there wasn't even a lot of electronic going around in the first place. Besides those huge like trance, house genres like that.
Yeah, 2011 was when he did was with A$AP Rocky. He did like Wild for the Night.
Oh my god,
that was 2011, 12.
Oh my
right?
god, yeah, absolutely.
That's when, and then he had a song before that, which was like,
he collabs with like several rappers too.
He's still doing it right now, dude. He's with, he did Travis Scott.
He was gonna do an album with X.
Really?
Him, Diplo, and X were talking. They were gonna do it. They were down, and then what happened.
And then obviously.
So
shit.
I was so fucking mad. Dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like it just completely opened my eyes to what music could be.
So what's the main genres that are in your library that you constantly listen to? So now music is taking over your world.
So now it's like, so I still had that. I had that punk rock phase. I've seen Blink-182, A Day to Remember.
Yeah, I was into that too.
I've done the XXL freshman tour when it was Denzel Curry, when it was Lil Uzi. Shit. So that year I saw Lil Dicky before. Yo, Lil Dicky, this is just a side note.
Lil Dicky's fire.
He's one of the have you seen him?
No, I haven't seen him live. I would assume
it's
like bonkers.
One of the best live performing rappers because instrumentals only. He raps over all of it. So you've seen plenty of rappers, obviously.
Yeah, they'll
play their song, they'll get hyped, they'll walk away.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, he does the whole thing. And at some points, that shit, like he has really hard rhymes.
Oh, dude, the song. You probably know the names, but the song with Snoop Dogg, fire.
That's off Professional Rapper. I can't remember what the hell the name of that song is.
I think that's the one with Snoop Dogg. That's Professional Rapper.
Yeah.
And then obviously the other one with Brain. I forgot that one. So he does that entire song?
Yeah. So when I saw like. He did several songs that I remember. He has a song called "Let Me Freak." Have you ever heard it?
No, I haven't heard that one.
So it was so fun. It was one of the funniest rappers I've ever seen live. He just jumps down, grabs someone's blunt in the middle of the show, just starts smoking while an instrumental's going, comes back up, grabs a girl, brings her on stage, puts her down in the seat, and the song "Let Me Freak" is like about him rapping to a girl, like "Let me smash." This girl and he's killing the whole song while doing like a lap dance to this girl, and you know how he is. His whole image is like that corny, funny rapper.
Yeah.
And it was just one of the best shows I've ever seen.
So I think when I heard about Lil Dicky was a song when he was going around people's houses to like recording them.
Oh, can I shoot my music video?
Yeah. That was fucking awesome. So that's when I knew. I was like, okay, I could see a lot of people getting into Lil Dicky, not because obviously he's corny and stuff, but he's fucking genuine. Like he really wants to be who he is. And then obviously now he's fucking blown up with the Chris Brown song and stuff like that.
But like anyway, really cool. Like getting back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I've also been to like Yams Day. I've seen Trav. Trav is at like besides Lil Dicky like top 3. He's probably the best rapper I've seen live. Trav has that energy.
Absolutely.
And he doesn't give a fuck where he is.
Absolutely.
He will get people hyped up. He's caused problems at shows I've been to. Like, if you're not in general admission, he's like, get down here, bro. You're my fan. Come over here. Like, there'll be people in seats, in front row stuff. And he's like, get over here. Like, I don't care about these people. Like, everyone get down here. And like, security's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with it. Trav fans are crazy. And especially now what he's become, performing at the Super Bowl. Which, like, I'm still disappointed. It was one song. They gave him no auto-tune. You're the Super Bowl, bro. Give him what he needs.
Why was he tired, first of all? That was the first song he came out to, and he was exhausted. That was terrible.
Look, it wasn't done well. But regardless, I love that.
This is probably one of the craziest ever. I went to 2 of his shows total. I went to this one, Astro World, which was in MSG, which, by the way, was not as great as the first one I went to, which was when he dropped, which was Halloween of 2017. Halloween of 2017, when it was all birds and stuff like that, right?
And that's my favorite album still.
That's my favorite. Yeah, it's between that and Rodeo for me.
Right. I hear that a lot.
And even Days Before Rodeo, I fucking love Days Before Rodeo. Their mixtape, I love that.
I love
because that was when he was like a real rager.
Days Before Rodeo, I love the collabs on that.
Absolutely.
Everyone kills it on that.
Everybody kills it, and that's when he like just didn't give a fuck. He was like super raging.
Yeah.
Did basement freestyle stuff like that.
Right.
You know, Don't Play is my favorite song.
Amazing.
Stuff like that, right? So the first show I went to, he had a fucking eagle at the top, and he was just standing on the eagle. So the crazy thing about Travis shows is I had VIP for that. This was Brooklyn, and I think it was Terminal 5.
Bowling like at Terminal? That's
yeah. So, but the thing is, his VIP was upper level, right? So it was like not a lot of people. You could still dance. You had some space to move around and shit. And if you were like, so if the entire hallway was probably this long, right?
Yeah.
And the second level was up here. Travis is over here. Yeah. This entire downstairs level filled with fucking people. That was general admission.
Right.
I was so bored.
You want to be in there.
Hell yeah.
You want to be in there.
I was so bored in the VIP that I brought some of the girls that I met in VIP, and I was like, if you guys are real Travis fans and you spent all this money, meet me downstairs because I want to be in that pit. Because one, the music wasn't bouncing to the higher level, so I couldn't even hear
Terminals
it. I couldn't hear
system,
a fucking thing he was saying.
Yeah.
I kept having to ask people. I was like, "What song is that?" They're like, "Yo, it's Lose." And I was like, "It's fucking Lose!" And then I ran downstairs and went into the pit, and I had way more fun down there than I ever did in
So
VIP.
let me ask you: was that like, have you had a few other VIP experiences, or was that one of your only ones?
The only other VIP experiences wasn't Travis. It was actually Disclosure.
Did you have the same feeling, or did you not care about Disclosure as much, so it didn't really matter?
Oh, God, dude. Disclosure was my favorite concert. I cried,
Okay,
bro.
so listen. So let me ask you. So when you had that VIP experience, was it the same thing where you were, like, separated and there wasn't a lot of people?
It was better because I had room to dance. Okay. And the music bounced off well, and, and it was like, the VIP there was like a safe haven because for Disclosure, the general admission was like a concert. You were packed, you couldn't move. The VIP, it was open, and it was a little bit longer, and I had room to dance, so it was the best thing in the world. But for Travis, the VIP sucked. The music didn't bounce off, so I couldn't hear it.
And Travis, you want to be bouncing off people.
Yes, you want to jump up and down, so I went down there. Then I went to MSG, and I was in bleacher seats because my good friend Lacey works at MSG, so she gives a lot of our friends free tickets. She gave it to me for J. Cole. Shout out to Lacey, I love you. She gave me tickets to J. Cole VIP. Great, it was bleacher seats. For J. Cole, you don't got to get lit. Right? So I told her when she gave me Travis, I came out of Travis, I was like, thank you so much for giving me Travis. But if it's cheaper for you to give me general admission, give me general admission. Because I didn't have as much fun because I was standing in bleachers. Like, some of my friends took Molly and they were like, yo, we're going to get lit. And I didn't take anything, and I got lit in the bleachers. But dude, you had like fucking like this much space. Like if this is the seat, this is where the next seat was. So you had enough space to just jump up and down. You could not move up, because if you moved up, you kicked somebody else's seat. So you couldn't really get lit. So I was kind of sitting there just kind of watching, and she was like, listen, if you go to like for bleachers, you're watching the experience. You're experiencing the show. But if you want to get lit, you got to go into general admission. So for that case, I was like, shit, dude, all these songs, like pick up the phone, and he played Don't Play, and he played all these fucking great songs from Astro World. You need to be down
there for Trav.
Yeah.
The only reason I was asking was because I had my first VIP experience ever this past summer. And I just had the same, so it was in Ibiza. This is a ridiculous, Ibiza's, listen, Ibiza is the actual, it lives up to the hype. It is the craziest place on earth.
Really?
Hands down, it's the absolute most bonkers place I've ever been to in my life.
Really?
But to tell you this specific story, it was for my sister. My sister got married in Spain, so she was this was her bachelorette. We rented a house with her fiance. They spent it together. They didn't care about that whole, should be separate. Fuck that. So she gets a table at this club, I think it was Pasha in Ibiza.
Okay.
And it was this DJ called Black Coffee. He's a trance artist. I didn't even really I wasn't really into trance. It's cool. But it's very popular for clubbing.
I know who Black Coffee is.
He's
I know a song by him, bro.
I mean, I'm not gonna I know he's done stuff for Not even gonna try.
Go ahead.
He's in the media. He's a bigger name. Yeah. But in general, so this was my first VIP experience, and first off, it was ridiculously expensive. I don't even remember. It was like $500 or some dumb shit for me just for the one night. Like what? What? But I was so sad because we were rolling. We took Molly. Actually, let me tell you this story. So we're at the house pre-gaming. It's like midnight, and my now brother-in-law just slips it to me, and I take it immediately.
This is a rave, by the way.
Yeah, but this
is
before
and all that
well,
stuff.
No, it's a club.
Okay,
so
it's a club.
It was still for a rave kind of, but trance music isn't that like bomb. It's very chill. It's dancey. It's not aggressive. But regardless, like we're just pre-gaming at the crib. Slips it to me, and I just pop that shit immediately because I was like, okay, I guess it's game time. We're going. and then like here, I got it first, which I shouldn't have, and everyone else gets it. And they're chilling, and someone even goes, haha, wouldn't it be funny if we took it right now? And I was like. Oh, also, I screwed up because a couple hours before that, some dude was like, who wants edibles? And I was the only one that was like, me. So I took an edible. And that's why when he slipped it to me, I was like, drugs? Okay. And I threw that shit back. And then they're all drinking and having a good time. And I start feeling it. And I'm like, oh, no. And they...
Wait, so now you're on edibles and Molly?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I do everything with weed. That's never been a problem.
Yeah, okay.
It honestly, it calms me down usually for a lot of stuff. It helps me with the acid come up. I love it when I'm rolling. I love to burn.
Wow. Okay,
So I start going through the come up, and the taxi's there, and I'm fucking lit on this taxi ride. I'm lit going there. And we get there, and I tell my brother-in-law, I'm like, dude,
I'm lit.
Fucked up. And he's like, oh no. And he's like really worried about me. But it ends up being fine. My sister's friends actually get too fucked up. They start throwing up, have to go outside, whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I handle my shit because I take enough of this.
Yeah.
But so I'm rolling in the VIP section of this huge, crazy club. It looks absolutely lit in general admission. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I just have like these 10 other people up here. I want to be down. I want to be in the shit.
Yeah.
I love that. That's when I go to live music, if I want to listen to music, I'm going to throw on headphones. I'm going to listen to it through a speaker. Yeah. But if I'm there and I see you, I want to get down. Shit. I love general admission.
Yeah, I didn't pay this shit for nothing.
Like, so that's why I can't, I don't think I ever want to do VIP again.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't. Maybe when I'm like 30, 40, when I don't want to deal with the
wild
shit.
In the pit. Yeah,
but for now, like that's the best part of it.
Absolutely. Yo, that energy is crazy, bro. That's why I love concerts. And I want to thank Brima. Like, you obviously know Brima, right?
Of course,
yeah. Like, Brima's the whole reason I even got into concerts because he's the one that started taking me to concerts in general. Like,
what was the first ones that you started going to?
The first one wasn't Brima. The first concert I ever went to was I was into this guy, Jay Sean, right?
Of course.
Yeah, Jay Sean. You guys know Jay Sean.
Okay, that's fine.
Because at the time, I was like super like pro indie music. I was like 14, 15? This was high school.
That's
like sophomore year, because that's when Down came out.
Bro. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but like, he was lit then.
He was lit. But when people knew about him from Down, I knew him from before, because like, you know, all the Indian people were getting into Jay Sean, right?
Okay.
So he had a show in AC, and I went there, and it was all like, it wasn't like no pit or anything like that.
Yeah, you can't. It's not like really gonna.
I saw it. I was like fucking thousands of miles away from him, and I was just looking, barely could see his fucking face. He didn't have any screens, nothing like that. I went to that, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Now I understand the concert experience. What I got out of that was at least like, wow, I just saw a celebrity in real person. This is crazy. Okay. Right? Because I never, you know, like just that feeling in general. And then Brima started taking me to like Afropunk. And Afropunk is a fucking vibe, bro. Afropunk is usually in New York, and Afropunk is mostly like neo soul, funk, anything like groovy shit, like the internet. If you listen to the internet, it's a lot of stuff like that.
All right,
and like the vibe is just great. It's a bunch of like, just like a bunch of you'll see a lot of Indian people, a lot of black people, a lot of Jamaicans, Caribbeans, all those people. And he took me to that. Then he started taking me. Then he took me to Disclosure. He took me to Travis and all these different things. And just that energy is fucking amazing. When you are like, for Travis example, I'm a diehard Travis fan. Any concert I go to, I'm a diehard fan. And I want to be around people.
Wait, you haven't had an experience where you went just for the sake of going? You had.
I think that was Jay Sean. That was probably Jay Sean.
That was the only one?
That, and I swear to God, it was Disclosure, because at the time, when this was Disclosure for New Year's Eve. Yeah. So they were like, yo, New Year's Eve is coming up, we're going to Disclosure.
Like, you want to do something.
Yeah, exactly, because it was either that or I hang out with my parents and dance with them.
Yeah,
I was
great.
Like, yo, shout out to my parents, I love them though.
Gotta throw that in there. I still love you, Mom and Dad. Don't kick me out, bro.
So it was either I dance with them and hang out with a bunch of aunties and uncles, or I go to Disclosure. And like, look, at the time, the only thing I knew about Disclosure was like Omen and The Latch with Sam Smith. Okay. That's it, right? But they were all hype, and they were like, yo, we're going to Disclosure for New Year's Eve. It's going to be lit. Yeah. And when I went there, I was just like, I kind of went for the fuck of it, and then I heard the first song, which was When a Fire Starts to Burn. Okay. That shit is what made me love deep house music, because anything that makes me want to dance in general and like that makes me want to like groove or something, is Disclosure is the reason. So now,
That's sick.
every time I go to any concert, it's either I want to go to be in the pit for Travis to get fucking lit,
Right.
or I want to be in like a boiler room set where like somebody like K Tronada is playing music,
Yeah.
and I just want to dance and groove and like pop Molly or whatever. I don't even need to pop Molly. I could just fucking just get lost in the music.
So you've rolled before,
I have, yeah.
like a handful of times, or like
No, I've rolled twice.
Okay.
No, I rolled 3 times. Once was the first time I rolled was at Disclosure. I still don't know to this day.
Well, no wonder you loved it.
Oh God, bro. I was telling this on my last podcast with my friend Gabe. I still don't know to this day whether it's Molly or ecstasy that I got, because nobody gave me clear description. They were just like, here, and then I asked about it, and I started researching, and I was like, okay, ecstasy is longer. It gives you an 8-hour. Molly's like 6-hour, and I was dancing for my ass off.
Right. I mean, it depends on what the form is. MDMA is MDMA. So
bro, I was so lit off of that shit. Like my confidence level was like a 20 out of 10. I went up to Spanish girls. I went up to Spanish girls that didn't even speak English, and I was trying to hit on them.
Yeah.
And I was like making up Spanish words to try to hit on.
You would have gotten down on one knee, like
bro. I would have done anything.
I've never met you before. I love you.
Yeah. and then my second time was I went to K Tronada for the first time.
Yeah.
It was in Brooklyn. It was freezing cold, 15 degrees outside, and so we didn't have tickets. So Brahma was like, "Yo, we could buy tickets at the door," and I was like, "Cool." So we go there, and we're standing in line. We're like the 5th people there. K Tronada's supposed to show up at 10 o'clock p.m. We showed up at 7:30. That's when the doors are supposed to open. The doors open. And same thing with you, right? We just popped it. We're like, yo, it's go time, right? He gave me this shit, and I popped it, and I was like, okay, 30 minutes in. I planned all this shit in my head. I was like, okay, by the time I get inside, by the time K Tronada comes, plays the first song, I'm gonna be lit. This shit, I'm gonna be on it, right? And I'm gonna be the best time ever. I just met these girls in line. I'm gonna grind with them. It's gonna be great. And they open the doors, and they're like VIP only. VIP meaning the people who already had their tickets.
Yeah,
bro. So they made a separate line. Those people started slowly going in, and then they were like, "We gotta wait for all VIP people to show up." How the fuck am I supposed to know when all the people are gonna show up? I've been standing here for like 3 hours,
dude. That's
so
ridiculous.
I'm sitting there. My Molly kicked and fell out at the same time in that line. So I literally levitated.
So were you there for like over an hour?
I stood there for 4 hours. To the point where it was 11:30, K Tronada still didn't come. We're still standing outside.
Oh my God,
my
dude.
Fingertips are frozen. I at this point they would have probably like fell apart. And me and Mama just got so pissed. We were just like, yo, fuck this. We're going to another club. We left. K Tronada ended up showing up at like 12:30. Because like one of our friends texted us, and he's like, yo, he finally showed up. Bro, we were in the taxi ride going home at that point.
That's
like,
ridiculous.
My Molly kicked in and came down.
All right, that's not a great first experience. No. And
then my third time was with like Tony. We were just in the basement, and we were like, yo,
house roll.
Yo, this was in the old AZO house. It was in the basement.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't care, dude. I just like we had it, and it was me, Brahma, Tony, and then like Tony's like the 2 girls came about, right? And we're dancing, and I just told him, I was like, yo, I don't care where we go. We can do this in the basement. I just want to listen to Travis music. Because this is what we all love. We all like the same music.
Yeah.
Just play the best Travis songs, all Travis songs.
That's all you need.
Play the best music that we can groove to, and I want to have the best time of my life. And funny enough, that was probably my best, next to the Disclosure, but like that was my best Molly experience. Is when I'm just in a fucking random ass basement with the people I love playing the music I fucking love.
Right.
Because that's the environment and the atmosphere, and I'm putting Molly to the best test. Because I'm playing the best music I can. And that was it. That was my greatest. I did it 3 times, and third time was probably my greatest.
Third time is the charm. There you go.
Third time is the charm, man.
The first time I took it, I did not have a great. Oh man, holy shit! The first time I took it, I was a psychopath. So I started off the day. It was this thing called it was called Greatest Day Ever, right?
Yep.
So it was this festival in the Bronx, and it had.
Was that with Gold Link?
But I went the year before. So like I think they went the year. Oh wait, no shit! It might have been the same year.
It had Gold Link.
I think it was a 2-day. It is a 2-day.
Yeah.
It was a 2-day. I went the first day.
There.
But the second day had like Post Malone and Gold Link. The first day I went, the headliner was Dylan Francis. It was this DJ Bro Safari. Before them, it was what the hell? Who were the rappers?
Yeah. That's one of my friends.
Regardless, I start that day off. It's me and my friend Mark. My friend Mark, he's the one that sent me a Joe Rogan podcast when I was solo tripping once.
Yeah.
He's a sick fuck. He does a lot of drugs. And so he knows what he's doing. So we start the day off with edibles, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, it always starts with that.
So we take edibles, and then we get to the place. We take edibles for the way there. Get there, drop our tabs, and then a couple hours later, take the Molly. But I think he didn't test this shit because, dude, it was not a real roll. Like, I felt something maybe, but it wasn't.
Wait, so you're on edible, you're on acid, and you're on Molly?
You ever candy flip? You know,
I was literally about to say that. That's called candy flipping.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you not?
The edible was not necessary.
Yeah.
You don't need it. You don't need it. If you're gonna do that shit, don't take the weed. You can burn on it, but an edible. I felt how stupid I was, like, because the acid makes you realize that. And then when I was on Molly, I was like, I just want to move, but I can't because I'm on this edible and I'm a fucking rock. So it was ridiculous. But either way, yeah, my experience just wasn't great that first time. And then we did it again. I can't remember if it was just Molly. I think it was just Molly. I don't think I candy flipped. For this random show at Irving Plaza in New York. It was a couple DJs. And it was like one of the best raves I've ever been to. Yeah. It was crazy because it was that whole. I'm more social when I'm tripping also, but when I'm on Molly, everyone's my best friend.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm dancing with everyone, and because you're so just positive, and you're not like, and I'm not a creep. People like people reciprocate, and also at these things in general, like especially for electronic music, bro. 80% of the people are on some shit, and then the other 20% is drunk.
Of the people are on something because that's the culture.
But I'm saying 80% is like psychedelic. Like people are, you know,
they're tripping their ass.
Like like people are always on tabs, or especially Molly. Yeah. So it's just such a great crowd experience, and that's perfect for Molly because when you want to be everyone's friend and everyone wants to be your friend, wonderful.
Absolutely. I want to get into raves, dude, but it's just I can't get to the music, dude. I feel like that culture is where I need to be because I'm a friendly guy naturally, right? So if I pop
two things I could suggest. You could start with a festival, and I guarantee you, I do not care what you think about this music. If you go to Electric Zoo, that's like the only thing around here that's like really big and really perfect for that. But like obviously there's tons of these now, and they make more and more every year because it's becoming more mainstream. It does not matter how you feel about this music, you will have a wonderful experience because it's about the production of the whole thing. Like the entire festival, they're gearing towards like they want to make it positive. They want you to feel safe. They have all these different areas for you don't even need to be near the music. They just have weird shit going on. They have people painting and doing some shit.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't even matter. Like you can just be a part of the culture and like interact with people, and just with it being around, you will get used to the sound of the music and you will like it. Psychedelics will help you infinitely, of course.
Right.
And the bigger thing is the quality of the speakers. When you listen to like when I show someone some of the dubstep tracks I like on Apple like earbuds, like what? That's not what it's made for. It's made to be played live on these like size of house speakers. Yeah. Because the whole point I heard an artist once describe it as like you want the consumer to feel the bass. Like you want to feel that music in your body because it's going to make you want to move. Like that's what it's designed for. Yeah. So you're not going to get that experience sitting in a basement. I don't care how much people say it's not for them. Every person I've brought to one of these events, they're like complete different perspective afterward. Yeah. Completely different.
Yeah, I've seen all walks of life.
The other biggest part is the crowd interactions. Yeah. So when you get those two things together, you're absolutely
the positivity
and the
experience. Music is good. Yeah. And you're moving.
But aside from even a festival, just if you go to a rave, maybe not something around here. Jersey's scene is like it's better now.
What do they even have in Jersey though?
But I forget the names of like venues. I still go back to New York for everything. So that's why I hear of artists that are playing in Jersey and I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. But exactly, I wait for their like Brooklyn date and I'm like, great, I'm there. Yeah. So checking some of those out, you're gonna feel weird for the opener. Right. You're gonna feel weird for the person after them. But that's the whole point. It's that build up. If you're there the whole time and then you get the headliner, it's a complete change. It's the energy in the room is different. The style of mixing is different. By the time you get warmed up to it, you will love it. Yeah. So if you really want to get into this, despite how you care, like how you think you feel about the music, having one of these experiences is going to be completely eye-opening.
I can understand that. I mean, I went
unless you're not into it, but you are into like that, like you want to dance, you like aggressive music. If you like Travis Scott, you can like this stuff. That is true. If you're someone who listens to like like chilled out stuff, it's not for you. Because that's not the experience. But
I mean, I think I'm both. Like, I could do, like, obviously, like, I could play freaking Miles Davis and sit in my cocoon over there. Well,
also, you love music, so that's why I know you like it. If someone, like, people, like, that aren't us, that don't have music as their primary hobby, right? They might not find it great.
Absolutely.
But I'm one of those dudes that's like, I'll go to anything except for country.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like, I can get down to pretty much anything. And even still, if it's a good country artist, I'll listen to the recommendation.
If it's catchy, I'll be there,
If it's kicking, it's kicking. Absolutely. Yeah. So, it just depends.
So that's our little our EDM talk. So tell me a little bit about your pharmacy journey. So why did you choose pharmacy?
You don't want to talk about that with me. It won't be an interesting conversation. I'll tell you
Give me
a little
why.
I'll give you, because there's a reason. I'm 3 years deep. Like, there's something here, right? So it started out with when I was in middle school, I was like, I'll be an architect. And then I was like, fuck that, I'm not creative. And then it was like, okay, that's important because I had that realization.
Good. I mean, you didn't want to,
I had a little baby dream, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's not quite right. And then I realized, what the fuck do I want in life? Which is a really important question to ask before you choose your goddamn career. And I mean, obviously, this is a discussion we don't even need to have, where, like, why the hell are people choosing their careers at 18 years old? Dude, I don't even know what's up from down when I'm 18 years old. I'm only 20, and I already know it's been a long journey since 2 years ago. I've learned a lot. So it's fucked in general. But when I was in high school, I was like, okay, so I had my baby dream. There was the backup of, like, I want to be a musician. I want to be, all that shit, right? Of course. And I have so much respect. I have friends who went for those dreams and have done it, and they're getting attention. And, like, props to them, because that shit's hard, man. To get noticed, you can be fantastic, but if you don't get noticed, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So I knew I didn't want that path, because at the end of the day,
your entire career is based off of publicity.
I think a job should be a job, and what I wanted in life was to just, like, be a dad. Like, I just want to have a family, have a child, and just, like,
so you just want to be comfortable
and just invest in that, right?
Live a comfortable
life.
I
think that a big experience, like a big part of the human experience, is to have offspring and, like, raise a child and, like, give them the gift of life and let them experience this shit, the ups and downs. But so it was, well, how do I achieve that goal? I need something stable with good income,
lucrative,
job opportunities, know that, like, I'll be able to find a job somewhere.
Is it in demand?
And then I'm looking through medical, and I've been this kid who's, like, always in the honors programs, and my parents always rode me to study.
Yeah.
So that's why I knew, like, I had possibilities. I could do something. I could go for gold. But I didn't want to be a doctor, because that's ridiculous. I don't want to be in school for that long. Holy shit, a PharmD, 6 years. Oh, now we're talking. So I mean, you hear about this. There's so many opportunities in pharmacy. The starting income at a CVS is still 6 figures.
Yeah.
So, and at the end of the day, man, CVSs are popping up everywhere. Independents are getting thrown out, and Rite Aids and CVSs are everywhere.
Yeah.
Because you have the baby boomers who are dying, and with more people that are dying, more medication can be made and sold.
Yeah.
So pharmacy will be very lucrative for a while. It's going to become a problem, but it'll be a problem towards the end of my career, I'd say.
Okay. Why would it die out, though? Because people are always going to die,
because the baby boomer population, I mean, it's in the name. That was post-World War II. Everybody was fucking and celebrating. So they had all these kids, and now we're seeing a decline overall in just, not a decline in population, rather, there's a gap.
Yeah.
There's the baby boomers, and then the generation under them isn't as big. There's whatever you want to call it, millennials, Generation X, I don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
And no one really does. It all kind of blends at this point. But it's going to be their problem, maybe even ours. I don't know if we're too young to miss that buck. I don't really get it. But it's going to be on the backs of younger people to pay for the Medicare of the elderly, of the baby boomer generation, which could be a fuck ton.
Right.
But once they die, and we have all these pharmacies, but not as many people dying, it's not going to be as great.
Gotcha.
But I still think that the pharmacies are going to survive. The CVSs will, because they're a monopoly.
Right.
And they're only getting larger and larger.
Exactly.
But independents are, like, they can't survive.
Right.
But again, I think that's going to be a problem down the line. I went into pharmacy school, and well, right before, so I apply. You apply in fucking junior year, so I get it, and I did pharmacy only. I was like, whatever. I didn't care about anything else. That's the other thing. People are like, oh, do you like math? No, I hate school, bro. I don't like this. I want to make music. I don't want to learn shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. What do you want from me? But that's why I was like, whatever, I'll take the stable option because I had no stable option that also interested me. Now, I'm a little bit better. I like the idea of caring about people. I think it might be rewarding.
Right.
I see like when my pharmacist counsels someone, and it's cute, it's cool. I'll be happy doing that. Or content, rather. It doesn't drive me. I'm not going to be like the leader of a hospital division. I don't have that urge.
Right.
I think it like reflects just how I view life in general. Like I don't think it needs to be taken that serious. I don't need to be remembered. I don't care. I'm lazy inherently.
Yeah. It's pretty surprising though. I mean, like the fact that you hate school, I hate school too, but I fucking did terrible. But it's pretty surprising that you fucking hate school, but you still did so well that you got to the pharmacy school. But that's just not easy.
Like I said, my parents rode me.
That is true. Yeah. That is true.
I mean, it wasn't even like it was my motivation. It was like something I had to do. It was weird, bro. Like, I did stuff because I thought I had to do it. I played football for 4 years in high school. I didn't even really like it. I just kind of did it because I was like, fuck it, I guess this is a thing I'm going to do. and I don't regret it. Like, football taught me a lot.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, that's how I've carried myself. Like, I'm kind of
Yeah.
just living and accepting. And I like taking opportunities. And now I've learned if I don't like something, there's no reason to do it.
Yeah.
But when I was, starting to make those choices, I was just doing what I was recommended.
Gotcha.
And at this point in pharmacy, I had like a really bad time freshman year because I was like, fuck, I don't know if I want to do this. But then I was like, fuck, I don't know what else I can do. So I saw that every year I just barely pass, and if I can continue that until I graduate, that's all I can ask for.
What were some of the things that you went through before you got to pharmacy as a choice?
So this is important. So I still had that dad dream in high school, right? I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna have a family. It's gonna be lit. We're gonna have like a backyard and a dog, golden retriever and shit. That textbook, that movie family. And I was dating this girl for 2 years, and she cheated on me. And that like I found that out in like senior year, after I did the whole pharmacy thing, and like that dream shattered because I was like, wait a minute. If my goal in life is to have a family and I become dependent on another human being like that for my happiness, and then they do some fuck shit like that, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
What if that happened to me when I was 40?
Oh, yeah.
And
you have kids
and then
and
my
all that stuff.
dream, everything, boom, the glass is shattered. It's done. So I realized I can't live life thinking I need to be dependent on that to be happy. So, and psychedelics help with this. So I kind of had this more internal, like, if I'm happy with myself and if I do things that make me content. I mean, school is like something I view that I need to do. Just that's for the paycheck at the end of the day. But for the most part, like, I choose my hobbies now, and like I'm involved in what I want to be involved in.
Right.
What the things that I actually care about.
Right.
Because of that, I know now, like, I've been in a relationship since, and it was much better, and I know down the line, even if I strive to have this family, I'm going to be internally happy so that if someone does that to me again, I'm going to love my kids still. I'm going to be happy with what I'm doing. And there's always going to be some way to recover from that.
Absolutely.
But before, it was just like, family will be everything. But like, I don't know. Maybe psychedelics had like helped me to get over that idea.
Yeah.
And like now I understand what I really should be going for here. And I think because of that now, it's made it even possible to like get over that experience too. Because for a while it's like, how do I trust people? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it was 2 years, and in high school that's everything. Like that's your whole world, because everything's so stupid and you don't realize it. Like fucking high school's so dumb.
Yeah.
But you have to take it seriously.
Right.
And again, like I was always rode by my parents, so I always did take it seriously. I never stopped and breathed. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Right.
But,
and that's a crucial part of your life too. So anything like that,
right,
something that big,
developmentally,
you're developing.
absolutely.
Exactly. But it's really fucking cool. How old are you, dude? You're 20.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because I remember that night when I saw you the last time we hung out, me and Rich were just laughing about you because we're just like, yo, I was asking Rich, I was like, yo, how many times have you actually like, you guys were about to head out of the house and go to the bars, and you look at Ryan, you're like, why aren't you coming, bro?
I still get that all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
People are like, wait, you're still not 21?
I feel like you've been underage for mad long.
I always start out with, when someone asks me how old I am, and like depends on the situation, but I'll be like, oh, I'm 32, I have a wife and 2 kids. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, no, I'm fucking, at that time I was like, no, I'm really just 18. Like,
oh my God.
Like, I've had this beard.
It's the beard.
Since,
it's the fucking beard.
Absolutely.
It's the
I
beard.
started in high school and people were like, you don't look like you're in high school.
So
like, how many times were you left back?
So does that help you when you, I guess, do you ever get into bars at all? Like any situation where you go into a bar?
So I've been in them. I just don't try to.
And then you get the drink and then they don't have to ID you?
Yeah, I've had that experience. I don't, bars don't like super appeal to me because the ones that I've been into have been ghetto, obviously, because I'm underage.
Right.
So I don't really know. And the ones that I want to send it on, I hesitate. Like, obviously, like I said, I'm from New York. So obviously I want to go out in Manhattan and have that experience.
Right.
But I don't want to take the train, take the ferry, take the subway, get there, and then they're like,
nope.
Who the fuck? Get out.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, fuck it. Like, 21 will come. I will be there. So that's why I've been kind of patient with it.
Shit. But what that brings me to my point is like, bro, you're only 20 and you figured out all this shit. The whole like, you wanted the family thing, but then you realize you have to be dependent upon yourself and happiness. Because that's a thing that people still can't figure out on their own, is how to love themselves and be happy with themselves before kind of being happy with somebody else, which I think is really fucking awesome. So shout out to you.
I mean, I can't
so
say
mature
it enough.
at the age that you are, bro.
Like,
because I didn't realize that until I was like 22 and I'm fucking 23.
LSD,
you know what I mean?
LSD is the reason I got there, because it gives you that ability to just look at things from like a fake outside perspective. It's I don't want to call it out of body, but it wipes the slate. It's just you can take a breath and think, what am I doing with my life? What's happening? It destroys your ego.
Yeah.
I'm no longer when I'm tripping at my heaviest, like not off a single tab. Off a single tab, like I'm still like, I'm just fucking lit. But 2 tabs was when I really started to get into it, especially the first couple times.
Shit, I would be out of my mind.
And then like 3 is really where it's like, I can think about
my
things.
brain would melt right in front of me.
You would. That's what's happening. It literally feels like that. You can think about things, goals that you have, just everything without that bias, without that I should be doing this.
You're looking at it
from an outside
perspective.
You can tell, like, is this really worth it? So it not only helps to understand yourself much more, but it helps you understand others. So when I had those experiences and I looked at other people and I looked how they conducted themselves and I looked at people I knew were happier and I looked at people that knew were more upset, one of the most glaring things is being dependent on something to be happy, or knowing that internally if you feel great, everything else will play out okay.
Absolutely.
There are things that you can control and there are things that you just cannot. And I am so thankful that now I'm able to distinguish that and just have the ability to say, fuck it. I don't care what's happening around me. I will do my best to stay positive.
Yeah.
I used to be a very negative person. Not in the sense that I'd walk around moping, like I still had friends, obviously.
Yeah.
But I would crack jokes because that's what you do when you're like depressed about shit.
Right.
You got it. It's comedy and tragedy are 2 sides of the same coin. And just over time of just being upset and having shitty experiences, I was like, wait, fuck this. There's nothing is forcing you to be that way.
Yeah.
So why should I choose to do that?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have had that experience without acid slapping me in the face and
That's crazy,
fucking wake up,
bro.
dude. Yeah.
They should make psychedelics like legal.
That's why I try to spread it as much as possible. That's why I think of it so. I still haven't had a bad trip. Like I'm coming up on 20 times and I have never had a trip where I was like, this sucks. Every time it's, holy shit, this is awesome. Are there not moments where it's awkward and weird? Of course. But that's what gave me the ability, because I had those short moments and I was like, wait, I don't need to think like this at all. Yeah. Nothing is forcing me to think badly about this. Being in the rain, being online, like this is stuff I've experienced when I'm tripping, and I'm like, if you're sober, it's like, well, this sucks. But once I was tripping, I was like, there's no reason to think that this sucks. Unless you make yourself.
You gotta have a strong mindset, though. I feel like my thoughts would like consume me.
But that's what,
in a negative way.
But if you take it and you're in the proper setting. I also had, like, my friend Mark, really, he was a wonderful guiding hand into how things should be done, because he's done it. The first time I took it, there was no class. I took it, right? And I didn't feel anything for 2 hours. My boy goes, oh, I must have been a dud. My bad, dude. Here, take my pen. At that time, it wasn't even like the oil cartridges. It was shatter. Mm-hmm. So, in one of those fucking little things. And I hit it I ripped it 8 times. And I could not speak English for half an hour. It was the highest I ever was. And I was lit. And I fell asleep only after 5 hours. It wasn't even... It was so different. It was just a great time.
Yeah.
But when I took it with my friend Mark, and he was like, all right, so let's talk. What's up? What upsets you about things? What just having that discussion and thinking about what you're doing in life and what's going on, is so beneficial. And to have someone there that isn't that does suck. If you have someone that's well, why don't you try thinking about it like this?
Yeah.
And it's oh my God. I can
open your eye more.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
So,
but then we have people like Tony who just plays Fortnite for 8 hours when he's on it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. No, that's why I really, when people are interested, I'm let me take it with you. I'm trying to become young guru.
Bro, no, that's the whole conversation we had with his girl and you, and I was like, yo, can I fucking do it with you guys? Before she left, I was like, yo, please, I'm not kidding. Yeah, you can add Tony in it and stuff, but I want to do it again because my first experience was unorganized. It was whack. It just sucked, man. My only highlight of that thing was me getting a freaking large pepperoni pie at the end, and I ate it. That's it. That's really
and
it.
Even that one moment, that's what it's created. I still think that one beautiful moment that you still remember, that's why I love it too. Because if you can get that experience from it, then you got something out of it. God, even if it was just a stupid pizza. Because it's really not. It's more than that.
I went through hell for that pizza, dude. I went through hell for that pizza.
You know what it feels like to get what you earned.
But I need those, because even on a regular basis, sober or not, I'm always having conversations about, look, what do I want in life, right? Yeah. And obviously I can't do it by myself. Yeah, I'll think, okay, what do you want to do? Podcasting is your life. Mm-hmm. You love doing this podcast thing. Do you really want to do this podcast thing as a career? Because trust me, once you have to depend on it for money, are you really going to love it? And I realized, on my own and with a few people, I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do. I love talking to people. I love getting to know people. I create more connections like this. And I love just asking people questions that on a regular basis you don't ask. When you were doing that trip with your friend Mark, he was like, okay, what upsets you? What this, that. Right. I love having conversations like that.
This conversation literally, it feels like I'm tripping. We start, we go down roads and we've just been moving around and that's really what it usually ends up being.
Yo.
So honestly, I mad props to you to have the ability to look at this and think about it sober and know what it means to you and figure that out. Because people can't do that either.
Exactly, bro. So everybody's just trying to get fucked up and drink and all that stuff.
But it's crazy. Not everyone. It's I don't know. Some people absolutely conduct themselves like that. And is it a bad thing?
No.
Depends. I think ignorance is absolutely bliss. If you're not aware of how things in your life are negative, then inherently you must be thinking very positively. Things must seem great, because if you're not thinking what else could I be doing, then shit, you're still living,
Right.
So I don't necessarily look down on that.
This podcast thing is more not even, it's kind of like therapy. It's just doing it in general just makes me happier as a person. And it's something I fucking love doing. So, off psychedelics or not, it's something that I realized. And I feel like psychedelics itself would probably open, probably unlock a part of my brain that needs to be unlocked for me to realize other shit. Especially, I had a hard time with maybe this might help with psychedelics or not, but I had a hard time with realizing that, stop fucking worrying about what people think, dude. I want to be obviously podcasting is entertainment business. I want to be something in entertainment. I like being the center of attention. Maybe it's my zodiac sign, bro. I'm an Aries. I'm a fucking fire sign. I love being out there, being a center of attention. I love being the life of the party. I love putting my face in front of people and or online. The hardest time with dealing with worrying about what people think. I got over that. It was me talking to a specific person. Finally, he was like, listen, the one thing he said out of the 15-minute conversation I had with him, I asked him, I was like, how do you get over the hump of worrying about what people think? Because I'm having trouble with that right now. It's not, I need to be more, I am confident, but I need to be way more confident in what I do, because if I want to do podcasting and YouTube, I need to put my face in front of people and stop worrying. And he said, listen, instead of worrying about, if there's 100 people watching your video, instead of worrying about all 100, just worry about the people that you inspire or care, that come back and they're like, yo, thanks for that video. That video was fucking awesome. So now I started putting up motivational videos of me just fucking talking and just telling people, listen, whatever you do in life, chase after your dreams, stop worrying about what people think. My biggest fear in life is regret. And what I mean by that is I never want to get to, like, this is what literally drives me right now, motivates me to do shit like this and YouTube, is I never fucking want to look back at my life at like age 40 or 50, and I look back and I'm like, fuck, what if I just fucking grew balls and did that YouTube shit, dude? What if it actually, you know, became something? Because now I'm working a corporate job and I fucking hate my life. I'm probably making good money, but I still hate my life.
Yeah,
what if
you
I
never
actually
want
did
that.
I never want that. That's what motivates me right now. So yeah, dude, I'm really.
No, I mean, honestly, you don't need acid. Congratulations, bro. You found most of the right answers.
But based on everything what you're saying, though, I feel like it could, maybe there's certain things that I haven't been thinking about that acid shit would probably open my eyes to.
I think
or
no matter what, you'll learn, again, in the right situation. You'll always learn something. For me, I should never say need. I don't like to say need. I didn't need it. Did it help? I think it expedites things.
It helps, yeah, and, absolutely.
Once I had to learn that lesson through Tabs, that you will become more likable if you stop giving a shit if people like you, because then you're more honest. And guess what? People love honesty.
Yo, people love it.
There's nothing better, because then they feel like they know you. And when I was younger, I always like tried to fit in. And it's just gross to think about now, because the friends that I had shouldn't have been the friends that I had.
Right.
And thankfully, I've found a core group of people that that are my brothers. Like I have best friends of like 8 or 9 years now, really. And without those people, like I don't even know where I'd be.
Right.
Like they mean so much to me. And now I know that that's the only people I need to give a shit about. But because of that, I've been able to just interact with others so much better.
Right.
And it's wonderful.
Yo, people even like, you know, random stupid examples, but like people like, you know, rappers have to be the most confident people on the fucking planet, especially if you're trying to be out there and attract people. Yeah. But notice how like the biggest rappers, or at least the ones that have grown just ridiculously out in the public, were the weird ones, like Lil Uzi Vert.
Kanye popped into my head immediately.
Kanye,
but
he's so brutally honest, right? He's off the shit right now.
I don't even know what he is anymore, but that's the best part.
He's fucking off his shit.
Yeah.
But like, you know, people like, there was like this random girl, right? And this I feel like would help in this conversation. There's this random ass like singer that blew up out of nowhere. Her name is Billie Eilish, right? I don't know any of her music, nothing, but she looks like a weirdo. Like she looks like she could be the devil's daughter. Like she looks like some satanic shit,
right?
Some weird shit.
Yeah.
And she does all these weird like music videos where she has like black ink coming out of her eyes.
Okay.
It's some weird shit.
Right.
But bro, she has like 20 million Instagram followers, and she just blew up last year. It's ridiculous. Even though even if she's the weirdest person out there, that weirdness and that honesty is what attracts people, because there are people out there that are like, I can't be myself, but you're exactly how I feel and what I can connect to.
Well, in music, it's so important. You need to have that different aesthetic, because now we're getting into this whole age, the SoundCloud rapper age, right? Where you're getting people with the face tattoos, with the dyed hair. And before, it was like interesting. Someone like Lil Uzi, he was interesting because it was like, what the fuck is this guy? And now you see the carbon copies, and it's like, dude, you're not going to get anywhere if you're unoriginal.
Exactly.
You will a little bit. If you copy that sound, you're going to get something, but people don't realize how little a lot of rappers make. Like, unless you're big, you're not rolling in the millions like they sing about. They're really not.
They're not.
Like, they're only a step above some, like, middle-class people. And it doesn't last that long.
Yeah.
So if you're unoriginal and you aren't starting a movement like that, and if you don't ever get that money to get your own record label to do that shit, you're gonna be fucked shortly.
Exactly. Anything else that you want to bring up, that you want to talk about?
Are you religious?
Am I religious?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, this would be a good conversation.
I love that it was Jesus Christ bounced back to oh God. That's funny.
Christ. Now, yo, I went through this whole thing.
Did you do it already? We don't need to do it. We don't need to put everyone through it again.
No. I didn't do it on the podcast. No. I was saying, okay, so one, no, I'm not. There's a word for fuck. What is it called? It's I believe in there's a higher being, but I don't believe in the system of religion. Like the whole like, okay, you gotta think about it. Think about how Hinduism is, right? You can't eat beef, you can't eat pork, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It's like fuck all that, bro. You think God is looking down on us and he's like, bro, you cannot eat cow. Shit, bro. Fuck that, bro.
You think he creates the universe and he stops the buck? Bro, you want to eat a motherfucking pork chop?
You're telling me God saw beef beef and he was like, fuck that.
Hell no. It's not even
He tried that shit, probably ate it right
You
there.
think God made that shit and was like, you better not touch this, bro.
Yeah,
you better not touch this, bro. I think it has a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful role, religion. I think it's necessary. I've had people tell me, and this is what fucked me up the most, but I understand the need for it now. I've had people tell me, why are you a good person if you don't believe in God? And right there, I'm like, oh, are you gonna be a serial killer if I tell you God's not real? Like, is that what that means? Bro, are you serious? I'm a good person because I think everyone only gets that one chance. Why am I gonna fuck your experience up? There's no reason for that. If we're all positive to each other, we're gonna all have a great time and everything's gonna be wonderful. But if you need to believe that there's an angry white man yelling at you in the sky to be a good person, fuck, keep believing it, dog, because I don't want to deal with you otherwise.
Yo, that's what I was literally saying. I feel like, the one good thing about religion is that people are followers, bro. So they need a leader to tell them what to do. Mm-hmm. And if there's a Bible that tells them, like, look, if you do this, this, and this, you will be closer to this higher being, and you'll be, happier in purgatory and living in heaven and shit like that, right? Then, if that helps criminals become faithful people and give them hope and give them a reason to live, by all means, bro, read that Bible every fucking day. But for me, I don't think I need a book to tell me what to do, because maybe I'm just naturally a positive and good person, right? But I will say that, I don't believe in Hinduism. And I'll be completely honest, do I believe that there's 1,000 gods? Hell no. Do I even really believe that there's a God? Mm-hmm. No. Because because science has proven to me more times than religion has. Mm-hmm. There's been more times when I've seen videos of people getting, landing on the moon, and I've seen probes go to Saturn and do all this, right? For me to be like, okay, there's more to this.
On the flip side of things, and that's one of the major arguments, like, the argument is, do you really think all of these things could exist without a gentle guiding hand? And to that, it's kind of like, that's an individual thing, because yes, I believe everything can be up to chance. Right. A bigger part of that is I want to believe that, because if there's a God that's taking out hundreds and thousands of people through natural calamities, but leaving murderers and serial killers, what, for shits and giggles? To allow for free will, just all those arguments. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, I don't want to believe that. Maybe I'm being ignorant. I can't accept that, because then send me to hell, bro, because you're an asshole. Yeah. Because there's no reason to take that experience from someone and allow someone else to wreak havoc if you have the ability to stop that. Right. That's ridiculous. If we're your little fucking pets and you want to protect us, then show me that, dog.
I had this conversation with my friend Cephas all the time.
Cephas, is that religious?
No, not that he's religious, but his argument is more so, because my argument is like, I believe science more than I believe God. And then the way it comes out is like, I don't believe in God. That's the way it comes out. Yeah. But what he's trying to always tell me is like, listen, he's kind of like, what makes you think God isn't real? Because the way you're making it seem like science is this whole thing that is so real. Right. But like, how do you know that's not real? Right. And how do you know God isn't real? Like, you got to be more open-minded. Yeah. And I'm trying to be, but it's just like, there's nothing out there that's given me a reason to believe God is real.
No, that's totally my thing. I'm agnostic, and
that's the word.
I lean more towards there is no God, but can I say definitely there's nothing out there? Of course I can. I am just a little animal walking around on the big rock. I don't know what's happening. I can't give you the answers because no one knows the answers. What do I think? I think he's not there. Can I say he's definitely not? No. But look at history. There have been thousands of religions. Thousands. Some of them wiped out within a year. Yep. Some of them, Christianity, Judaism, standing the test of time. And those things sprout from each other. But my whole thing is here, how do you know that you're not just living in one of those eras of, this is the most popular religion right now? And then down the line, they're going to be like, that shit's crazy. But there's a giant ostrich who thinks that we shouldn't eat birds in fucking 3,000 years. Right. Because who controls that? The country, the dictator, the anything that won through military force to control the rest of the people on the earth. That's it. That's all you're listening to. You're listening to authority. So by studying previous religions, it made me realize, like, well, if everyone thought they were right, one of you guys has to be wrong.
Right, exactly.
So how am I going to pick and choose which one makes more sense? Because none of it does. Science doesn't even really make sense. Shit's crazy. We're discovering more and more every day. And the more we discover, the more we realize we don't know shit. We don't know shit. Everything's a big question mark.
Okay, but how do we know that thousands of years ago when Jesus was alive, right, and he walked on water, how do we fucking know some guy didn't take psychedelics and watch this man who he thought walked on water? Because think about it like this, right?
Of course.
Back in the day, it was all word of mouth, right? You saw something crazy, Jesus went into a cave and he healed this person, he came out, the guy was sick and he was about to die, he came out, he was fine, right? Yeah. How do we know that years down the line, right, if I pass something to you, and then you pass it to, if I tell you my favorite color is blue, right, and my name is Akil, and you pass it to the next guy, you're like, yo, his favorite color is blue, his name is Akil. He passes it on to the next guy. The guy was like drunk or he just forgot. Eventually,
the 50th green.
Eventually the 50th person would be like, no, I think he said green or blue. It's one of those. I forgot his name.
Now the bigger thing is like,
how do we know that it hasn't changed over years?
You don't even need psychedelics. Like there's plenty of I mean, that's how the idea of like centaurs and mermaids, how that should start, because someone just saw something. They weren't tripping. Maybe they were dehydrated and they were just like, bro, I'd love to fuck that walrus right now. That's a human lady dolphin mixture thing.
It was probably a cute walrus, bro.
Like that's
it was probably just a really cute dolphin. They're like, you know what?
All they have to do is write it down. But I mean, you ask why or how, and the answer they always give is faith. And I think if you have the ability to have such strong faith, props to you, and I'm glad it makes you happy. I really am.
Yeah.
And if you look down on us and if you feel sorry for us, and I'm thankful if you pray for me, because like that means a lot. That's cool. I'm glad you're a positive person. But it's not for me, dog.
Yeah, so like I said, the good thing is, look, if it makes you a better person, right? It's gotten you out of this dark place, and you use the Bible and faith to make yourself a better person. Boom. Beautiful. Then if that's for you, that's for you. It's made you a better person.
When you want to throw it in someone's face,
I don't think people are supposed to take this shit literal. I think it's all metaphorical shit. This whole heaven and hell, I think it's metaphorical sense. Heaven is living a good life. Hell is living literally living on earth, living a hell of a life. You know what I mean? Living the life you don't want to live, or you live a shitty. I don't know. I think of it in a metaphorical
I think the people that
sense.
wrote those books I think the people that originally wrote this down intended it to guide people in the way they should live their lives. And they thought that the best way to do that was intimidate people. And they're not wrong, because people are intimidated. And it works. And it's the bigger thing. The reason why I think it's so popular in general is because religion encourages comfort.
Yeah.
It gives you
a
the
reason
answer.
to live?
No, it gives you the answer to the questions. These people are scared by that idea that we don't know shit. I love it. I think it's great, because right now we're living at a time where the internet has allowed us to communicate with others, and everyone is able to talk to each other, and we're all kind of realizing no one knows shit. Everyone's dealing with their own shit in their own countries, and it's super cool, but I'm not afraid of the unknown.
So it's the lack of knowledge.
Like some people are. Some people are afraid of death. Some people are beyond scared of death.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And to those people, I think they need religion. But for me, I'm ready whenever I'm taken out.
Yeah.
Because I know at this point, I've lived my life to basically the best of my ability. I've done whatever I can to try to keep myself happy. So if the chances are, I got hit by a drunk driver. I was coming home from a rave like last week.
Shit, dude.
Like 4 a.m. Chilling, driving. I'm with my friends. Everything's going fine. We had a great time. Boom! This girl rams her she hits the side of my bumper. I'm like, what the fuck was that? I look in my rear view. Her whole headlight's destroyed. And in that moment I realized, like, that could have been it. That could have been it. Yeah. Or even worse, that girl could have taken my friends. And like, I don't think that I don't know if I was religious, I don't know how I would have perceived that.
Right.
That would like really hurt, because then it's like that was allowed to happen. Like if the worst case occurred and I was religious, I would be so fucked up.
Would you lose faith in that? Or is that what
I mean, this is too strong of a hypothetical. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, to live life like that and to be dependent on that outside source, and then have something like that happen to me and then blame that thing that has only given me positivity. What type of person do I become following that? And some people, if their faith is strong enough, it's okay. It was her free will to get drunk and do that. Sorry it happened. Like, fuck. How would that help me if my best friend of 8 years got fucked up in a car accident?
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't imagine. The way I live my life, would it have been much better? No, because then it would have been like, well, he didn't even go to heaven or hell. That kind of sucks. But it didn't happen. Thankfully, I'm allowed to talk like this because I could take it not as seriously because at the end of the day, everything was fine. Fuck that bitch for hitting me at 4 a.m.
Yeah. So real quick, going back to so back in the day, is it the lack of knowledge when people are like, why is the earth here? Da da da. Is it the lack of knowledge that they're just like, okay, we don't know the answer, so we're just gonna say it was this higher being that just did all of this, because it was their lack of knowledge and their ignorance that they were like,
that's
okay,
where it's.
we have all these questions, but let's just blame it and just say like it was
We have scientific explanations for a lot of things now that we obviously didn't have 2,000 years ago. But we have the texts from those time periods, and what do they say? This was created by this god for this reason, and now we're like, nah, dude, that's just a combination of oxygen and blah 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 leads to like chemical reactions. So,
yo, imagine
like, when you look at
they
that
got
shit,
fucked up, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, no, for years, science was shut down. Scientists were murdered.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy. Like, they tried so hard to prevent that. So to look at that and think, oh no, in 2019, now we have the answer. Christianity's the answer. Like, don't be so selfish, man.
Yeah.
Don't think that we got it figured out now, and they didn't have it figured out years ago, and they were fucking cavemen, and now we are brilliant human. No. Yeah. We're still the same fucking monkeys, dude.
Yeah. Yo, great quote, by the way. Yo, seriously, I put it on my Instagram. You don't have me on Instagram, but I literally, when I was telling people, I was like, dealing with stress and shit like that, you could either accept it or love it, but we're just intelligent monkeys living on a floating rock, bro. That was a fucking great. I don't know if you were high out of your mind and you thought
No. I had awesome. That exact.
So simplistic.
I created that exact thought when I was tripping one day, and like I dropped the quote because I think it explains everything so perfectly. Because we want to pretend like we're such an advanced species, but look on social media and look at the shit that some people do. We're still fucking animals. Yeah. I mean, even internally, I know everyone has crazy thoughts. Like, I know I'm not the only motherfucking person that's like, oh, you cut me off? If I had a gun right now, I'd fucking kill you. Because obviously we're not going to act on that, but that's that internal, primal, like, what are you doing? How dare you? Like, everyone is built like that. Everyone has that territorial shit going down. I don't believe there's a separation between the brain and the mind, right? I think that everything is just a result of chemicals, of electrical impulses. And I mean, there's psychological studies that show neurons are firing before you open your fucking mouth, kid. Right. So who's really deciding things? I think it's just this thing up here, and there's not a spirit that's Ryan. Right. There's a fucking weird little soft pink thing up there, gray, whatever. That is connected to the rest of this stupid fucking thing. Yeah. Stupid flesh sack. And, I got named by other weird monkeys, and we have our weird little society because brains evolved to the point where we can communicate. How wonderful. Yeah. But at the end of the day, dude, like, evolution, I love this, that we're living in a time period where evolution is pretty much like we know it. Like, come on, dude, here's DNA. Like, there is evidence that we came from monkeys. Those that look around us, from everything, from the fucking bacteria. So... or rather that we have a common ancestor, you know? Ooh, so to look at your dog and think that you're better, I mean, we're more intelligent, we're capable of other things, but at the end of the day, we're made up of very similar things. And we have similar goals. Like, we're only bred to really eat, sleep, and fuck. That's what our brains tell us to do. That's all it really cares about. But because of intelligence, we realize, oh, we can be more comfortable sleeping, and fucking in a house. And another thing that the brain has allowed us to do is communicate. But animals still do it all the time. And you can tell that there's an inherent love for that. And that's not bred from intelligence. That's bred from survival. Right. That's the way your species survives, is being like, yo, look out. That thing's going to kill us. Like, that is the natural progression of this. Right. So... we shouldn't think that we're this crazy evolved species and that we're designed by God. We should realize that this is just the progression of things, and who the fuck knows what we're going to look like in thousands upon thousands of years. I don't know if it's going to be a different species, but
you think we'll get killed off by then? Like,
I think now it's crazy that we live in this day and age, because we almost have the potential to be living on other planets.
Yes.
Like, Mars. And I think to have come from using rocks and sticks only as tools to today, I know I cannot predict where we're going to be and 100 years, 1,000 years? Can we survive 1,000,000 years? It's possible. I really think it's possible. I think that it's going to be important for humanity to stop trying to murder each other all the time and unify to survive. But that's only going to happen when we're faced with a ridiculous scenario.
I think our intelligence is what brought us here so far, but it's going to be our primal instincts that's going to kill us. That's going to kill us.
Yep.
It's going to be our primal instincts that's going to eventually want us to murder all of each other.
Yeah, because it goes back to, but I want my territory. I want mine. So selfishness is tied to the ego. It's tied to the brain. It's something that we need, and it was good for survival for a long time. It kept you going, but it's going to be the downfall of an intelligent species.
Yeah. Do you think there are aliens on other planets?
This is kind of I view it the same way as I view God, where it's like, do I know? No. Do I think so? I think the chances that we're the only species in what's described as an infinite universe to have gotten to this point, I believe it's possible because the chances are fucking crazy that we got here, but it's technically just as equal chances that it happened somewhere else.
In another Goldilocks zone planet.
In the terms of infinity, shit, anything's possible then, really.
But the thing is, there has to be at least one other planet that has water. Because if water could be the basis of our entire evolution process,
and that's a much simpler thing. Developing life is different than just having.
Can you fucking imagine that? Think about it. If water, I'm not a scientist, so I'm fucking stupid. If water is maybe is the biggest reason as to why evolution started, right? Because water probably created some sort of
it's absolutely a part of it,
right? So if water, if there could be that one other planet that's in the Goldilocks zone, like Earth, that has water, could there be other humans in a far distant other galaxy
the bigger thing is
that just happen to not know how to reach us yet?
The thing is that we don't even really need water for life. It's just how we've discovered it. The species that we study, but anything is possible. So could there be a species that's evolved from a non-carbon based, not requiring H2O?
Right.
Yeah. But there's other factors besides water that go. We have a sun. We have. That's the craziest part. That the Earth is in the perfect rotation, the perfect distance to be inhabited. That's fucking crazy. That's absolutely just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Right.
But that's why I think anything's possible, because we're here. We're the biggest evidence that anything is possible.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And I think the funniest thing is when we discover that alien species, everyone's going to be really excited. And then we're going to try to kill them and take their stuff. Because that's what we are as humans. I know it's going to happen.
I know. That's going to be my next question, bro. I really have hope for people in life.
You can.
That if you
straight up can.
That if these aliens are able to get to us, they obviously have better technology. We should work with them.
Right.
Something.
Right. But some crazy,
why the fuck would you
some
go and try to kill
power
people that have better technology
some
than
power
us?
crazed dictator is going to be like, well, this is sick, but we could take their stuff. And then they're going to shoot them, and then we're going to realize, oh no, their skin's too strong for bullets, and then they're going to kill us, and then that's the end of humanity.
Oh my fucking God. Jesus.
Who fucking knows?
Yeah, right? Maybe I shouldn't have that much hope on human and civilization, because we're just fucking monkeys at the end of the day.
We're still totally idiots. The smartest human is still, dumb. Yeah. Because we can't figure things out. It's beyond our scope. It's beyond the reasoning powers of the human brain.
Yeah. So here's this. I'll name my podcast for this episode. We're just intelligent monkeys living on a floating rock at the end of the day.
Cool.
Minus the at the end of the day part. But yeah, man. So I feel like we could talk for hours. Do you want to talk about DMT real quick? Because I want to fucking try it.
Look, here's my thing.
People are talking about they've seen.
I haven't done it. I had a friend who did it who didn't break through. So have you heard about the whole breaking through thing?
I don't know about that. All I know about DMT is that it's in your body and it's the thing that gets released right before you die.
Right.
That's the only thing I know about it.
So the coolest thing I've heard about it is there's this phenomenon called breaking through.
Okay.
And it's essentially of course my only ability is to read what crazy people write online, right? So who knows what's fucking real.
Yeah.
But apparently there's this shared phenomenon where they get to a point where they do a certain dosage.
Yeah.
And they have this same experience where they see these life forms and there's that bright light, It's like that movie version of dying and shit.
Yeah.
And they all talk about these beings like it's all the same thing. Like everyone's like, yeah, I saw those guys.
Yeah.
And that's what's described as breaking through. And of course there's other aspects to it that I'm not really remembering. And again, I haven't tried it. It seems bizarre. It seems like an amazing experience. I've tried the only things I've done is, I mean, I don't even want to count weed. Like fucking what? That ain't
Weed is like
shit.
alcohol.
But like acid, Molly, ketamine, and
What the fuck is ketamine?
You never heard of ketamine?
No.
It's psychedelic. It's more sedative in nature.
Okay.
It's really popular for like, it's this group of people called like, it's kind of made fun of in the electronic world. It's people typically that are more into like bass artists. And it's like they're called wooks, right? Where it's like these people that are super down to earth and they don't give a fuck and they're just living in the filth. And it's when you take too much ketamine, you can be put into what's described as a K-hole, which is like things are going on around you, but you're so sedated and your mind is so fucking blown by things that you're just like allowing it to happen in front of you, and you can't really interact with your surroundings. You're just so fucking
in your head.
But you're not really thinking. You're just like. It's not overwhelmed either, but it kind of is.
What do you become, a vegetable?
I haven't experienced this. When I took it, I didn't take a shit ton. I took a little bit, and I kind of felt that sedative effect. But I was also tripping balls at the time, so who the fuck knows?
Oh my god!
I think the baseline always starts with weed, and then I'll do something else, and then really I'll take acid, and then if you give me another drug, I'm like, fuck it. Look, one day my brain might be a puddle, but I've also heard of people that have tripped 200 plus times and they're fucking living life.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on the person, and again, I mean, whatever, bro. If I clock out at 40, I hope I had a good life. So I tend not to worry about it, and I don't take this shit every day. You know, I think moderation is the key to everything. So, but again, this is just me trying to comfort myself and my habits. So who really knows? We don't study this shit. I would love for doctors to look into this, but since I don't have the answers, I'd rather just do it because it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Figure it out on your own.
Yeah. It's just another experience that I want to try. There's a shit ton of psychedelics I've heard of in general. DMT is just looked at as like the father of these things, and I don't understand why, and I don't think I'll really get that concept until I try it, until I really take the correct dosage. But that's also intimidating. Like, to have an experience like that, I mean, acid used to really fucking, like, acid was crazy the first couple of times I took it. I mean, it literally destroyed my world. Like, everything was a lie, and everything was real and beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. For the first couple of times I took it, I viewed acid as, like, how I should see the world.
Right.
Like, how everything should feel, because it was so, like, almost fucking orgasmic, right? Like, it's just crazy. Like, the highs and lows are so extreme that it was unbelievable. But that's very humbling, because then you realize the sober mind, like, it's what we can be experiencing, whatever's going on in here that you can fucking light up, holy shit.
But that could lead to, that could also be dangerous, dude.
I mean, I've heard of people that have,
because they go
I know
back to
people that have
life
literally
like, what the
broke.
Fuck? Yeah.
I know people that have taken it daily, taken 2 high doses of acid daily, and you see them, and like their interactions with the world are just different, man.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't fucking care.
Yeah.
And is it a positive or negative? I'm starting to get to the point where it, like, depends. Most people would be like, nah, dude, if you look that crazy, that's bad. Yeah. And like, it's kind of scary for me to have gone from that to like, well, but I know at this point, I know how I should be conducting myself. I think, I hope, right? But shit can get scary with psychedelics. I mean, I've heard people that really have a bad time, and if they're not with the right people, oh my God, dude. Like, horrible things. Wind up in the hospital, you know, like, they don't trust people.
Or they get changed forever.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
like, that shit, that scares me. I think I'm beyond that point, except if I take, like, a ridiculous dose. Yeah. Which, who knows? I don't think I want to, but, you know, who knows what the future holds.
I have one last question for you, right? Mm-hmm. And this is bouncing off of DMT, right? So DMT is supposed to be, like, obviously we just went over this, is, you know, it's in your body already, it's this chemical in your body that gets released before you die, So you taking it, like, holy shit. So, like, what? Are you kind of, like, experiencing the, like, before you die experience? Like, so my question is, what do you think actually happens when you die?
What a wonderful fucking
Before you give your amazing answer, I honestly think we just kind of coma. You just dark.
But what does that mean?
Meaning,
what does that mean? Because think about it this way. When you close your eyes, this blackness, that's a thing. That's a stimuli. You're seeing your fucking eyelids. So what does nothingness mean?
Nothingness means, okay, so when I'm high as shit and I don't have any dreams, what's really happening in that period when I'm supposed to have REM cycle?
Right.
It's just nothingness. You just kind of go. It's like when you have a coma, you're just blacked out and then you immediately wake up in a hospital bed. Right. So what the fuck really happened between them? It's just emptiness.
Right.
Nothing. You don't remember anything. That's what I feel like death is. You just kind of go.
So do you think that you experience nothingness, or what? Like it's
so when you get knocked in the head, somebody comes up behind you, they hit you with a club in your head. You knock out, right?
You wake up
it just goes black, and you wake up a few hours later.
Right.
But when death is, you get knocked out, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Boom, you're done.
So the problem is we don't have the ability to really perceive nothingness. Right, because we're constantly stimulated. When you describe that whole period of being knocked out, the only reason you're allowed to think about it is because you come out the other side.
Yes.
So to say that something happens when we die implies that we'll be able to be on the opposite end and look back on it.
And you still have stimuli.
So I do believe, you heard me say, I don't think there's a separation between the brain and the mind, but that's what can be scary. I try not to let it intimidate me, but of course that can scare the shit out of me, because since I don't believe in anything, I believe that it's nothingness. What's the other thing? Maybe stimuli continues. Maybe the brain, the part that doesn't allow us to communicate dies, but you feel stimuli. But probably not, because if we observe human bodies, there's no electricity going on anymore.
Right.
So I'm actually thankful for that. I probably won't feel the maggots eating my fucking body. So that's cool.
What about spirit-wise, though?
But
people always say, like, okay, even if you're done, you still have a spirit.
Because I don't believe in that, I think I don't know.
So you're agreeing with me on that?
I do believe. I've always believed. Yeah, it's not even darkness. I think darkness is incorrect.
Is a thing,
because darkness is a thing. Darkness is tangible.
Yeah.
Darkness is black, and we can see that. We can see that's a color. But what does it mean to not see a color? Maybe I couldn't.
Wait, no. Technically, isn't blackness the absence of color, though? Like when you think of black holes,
to be void,
there's no light that's escaping, so there's
the problem is that's why I'm
is.
saying we don't have the capacity to view that, because we've never even seen that. We have no idea what that looks like. That doesn't look like a dark room.
Right.
It's because there's something there still. So we won't have the ability to really fucking know what that is.
Yeah.
Which is why it's just a huge question mark. I do agree. I think that nothing happens. I think that for a split second, I don't want to ever shoot myself in the head to kill myself.
Right.
Let's say at the end of the day some really fuck shit happens and I do decide to kill myself. I don't want to do something like choke, like shoot myself, because God forbid somehow that last stimuli is the only thing you're able to perceive forever or some shit. That would suck, just in incredible pain forever. Nah, I don't want that. I would prefer my body to shut down in another way. It's really probably not likely that you experience anything, because again, we see that the brain so there's no way you can experience stimuli.
You ever watch Bandersnatch?
Dude, that shit's fucking
It is. But do you know the part where they're on the balcony and they're like asking who's gonna jump off?
Yep.
And then when you jump off, it's just like you're that shit was so scary, because I was like, what's gonna happen? But when he's just falling and then done.
Yep.
I feel like that's what it is. It's just boom, and then obviously you don't come out from the other end. So
right, but the problem is we'll never be able to understand that, because all we know is stimulus.
Yeah.
It's just, it'd be fucking nuts if Bandersnatch is how it works, and we, go back to another point to make the decision, or rebirth, or one of my favorite theories. I love this one, is that you are every human being. So it's one spirit, hypothetically, that has existed as all the humans that you will ever meet, or even all the creatures that you will ever meet and will ever meet. It's just one thing.
I don't get that. My brain's not developed.
So the idea is you die.
Okay.
Close your eyes, death. Boom, you wake up as a baby. Of any species, of anything. You die. Boom,
that's
you
what
wake up as another thing. Boom, you wake up as another thing. Boom, boom,
that's
boom.
what I thought.
Until you have lived every single possible existence that has ever been created or will create.
That's what I thought.
Then that implies that, when the Earth goes extinct, right? What does that mean? Do you live as a planet then? I mean, shit. But these theories, of course, those are the death theories are the craziest because, you know, that's where the brain's really going to take us to anything because we don't have any concept of what it could be like.
Yeah. I when I was younger, that's literally what I thought is that before this life or afterlife, I'll probably be something else. Like, I'll be a fucking tree or something or, like, a cat. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's what I literally thought. It's like, before this life, because I never understood, like, now that I'm understanding the concept of what I think death is, which is just emptiness. Before, I just thought it was like, I thought it was like, you know, before this life, I was probably like a fucking frog or some shit like that.
Right.
You know, but then your brain just gets wrapped into this fucking cycle of understanding what the fuck that even means, like you just said, right? If there's no existence, there's no planet for even life to exist, and would you be on another planet? It's just like, at that point, it's like, fucking just... Yeah. Death is crazy, bro.
That is crazy. We'll
it's the most ironic thing ever because it's the scariest thing a person will ever think about, but it's something that's inevitably gonna happen.
Yeah. 6:40.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we got real human shit. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you have to do? You have another party?
Nah, parents coming.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
From Staten Island?
Yep.
Nice, bro. Have fun with that. Tell them you just had a 2-hour conversation about death.
They will never.
Psychedelics.
Dude, it was great. This is like I love that they're very open about it. So like they know that I've taken they pretty much know everything that I've done.
My parents don't even know I kissed a girl.
Right. So there are two sides to parenting, you know.
Yeah.
But that's why I talked earlier. I think when you establish that loving connection, it makes me more willing to say to you guys like, yo, I tried this. And it's also because my parents told me that they did it. My dad's taken acid.
Oh, yeah.
They were my mom was really upset when she heard that I was taking Molly, but I was like, because she literally was like, it's melting your brain. I was like, no, that's not how that works.
I told my dad I took Adderall one time. Well, I got caught with a drug, like the drug test kits you get from CVS and shit. And he was like, what the fuck is this? Like, are you checking for marijuana? Yeah. I was like, no, I have a job coming up, and I took Adderall to study, and then he went off on me. So, like, but the thing is so stupid about, like, you know, just Asians or any other fucking parent is like, they try to base everything off of fear. They try to discipline you off of fear.
That's most parents, maybe not most, but that's not even... Do you see it more in some cultures? Absolutely, but strict parents are everywhere. Dude, my uncle, like my cousin's turning like 13 or remember, my parents joke around. My parents have always been very open about like me and my sister dating, right? So they're joking with him like, oh, how are you gonna react when your daughter starts dating someone? He's like, oh, she's not dating anyone until she's 18. When you do shit like that means she's gonna bang some dude in his truck randomly in some fucking back alley shit.
Be open to you about anything.
Right, and how could you want that? Like talk to your kids. Be like, listen, even if I don't really want you doing this, I want you to tell me because I want you to be safe whenever. And I mean, obviously, this is a very specific thing, and it's not really as dangerous with dating, but it all plays into it, you know?
Yo, isn't that crazy that like the most flourishing kids are the people that have the coolest parents? You know what I mean? Like, think about, like, I look at Will Smith's family.
It makes sense, of course.
Right? Like, they can trust them.
The basis for your existence is how you were raised.
Right.
So if you were raised by people that show you how to interact with the world and that things are okay and this is okay and here's what's important and here's what isn't, like that's gonna set you up for success, you know? Yeah. But if you don't have that and you have to be worried about what you're doing, then that creates anxiety. Absolutely. Then it's like every time you want to enjoy yourself, it's like even past the point where they die. Like this is what I've seen in people. Like they get anxiety trying to enjoy themselves. Like that's fucking crazy.
But then when the parents die, then they go all out because they're like now
nobody to look at. And
right, they go all out.
Right, or either way. I mean, not even when they die, but let's say like going to college, that's the greatest thing. You see people. I mean, even I've made my fucking mistakes when I first got here. You know, I've thrown up, I've gotten too fucked up, I've blacked out, I've lost my shit. You know? But there's other people that do that on a regular basis because they never got to do that. Yeah, and that's where shit gets scary and is a problem. And when people give up studying because now they're able to do drugs and drink and it's like, fuck it, no one's here, that's when it becomes an issue.
Yeah. Yo, thank you for being on the fucking show.
Dude, it's been
we did 2 hours of amazing conversation.
This is awesome.
I would love to have you on at another time.
Yeah, I would love to be back.
And because I feel like we could have endless conversations and shit like that. And I'd love to have another person with us to get like a third perspective on stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? And I'm down to fucking when you do a music episode, bro.
Yo, I'm gonna fix my fucking outlet.
And I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna make a house mix for you.
Yes, soon. please. I have Gabe. You know, he sent me like the bonobo thing, right?
Right.
But yeah, make it. Do you have Apple Music or Spotify?
Spotify.
Kill yourself.
I'm not even about to get into this. I could do a whole podcast for an hour and a half about that, dog. You're out your mind.
I'll give you one thing before you leave. The only cool thing about Spotify is that if you make a playlist and you send it to me and I add something on my end,
thank you.
It gets reflected on your
end. Thank you. Collaborative playlists are dope. I have several.
That is it.
Okay,
my man.
We're not getting into it.
Apple Music is aesthetic and beautiful.
Oh, I do things for the interface. Fuck that. Music discovery is better on Spotify.
You look like the type of person to have an Android too.
Let's relax. Let's. That hurt.
Oh yeah. Oh, but that hurts. But Spotify doesn't. Fuck off, bro.
Nah. There's a difference, bro. If you got the green when I'm texting you,
but I don't even know. Like, do you know how many relationships I've had to end? Like, there could be. There could have been. I could have been with my wife, but the fact that she had green bubbles when she hit me, I was like, nah, it could have not.
Yeah, I gotta see you typing, bro. I gotta know that we're having a combo. I gotta know.
I gotta see the nice blue over the green, bro. All right, but yo, thank you for being on. Do you have anything? Do you have anything to tell people, like where they could find you and shit, or are you just kind of like?
So like I said, bro, I don't even have a gram. Like I'm off the grid.
But as of right now, for people to find you, they just gotta find you on the streets.
Exactly.
New Brunswick.
Yo, come up and talk to me.
Yeah,
I'm a great time. I promise. When I start burning again, you get free weed. I promise. All you.
Yo, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Dude, I love this.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
This is No Comment or Akil Nova Talks, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
I like Akil Nova Talks. Let's go
Akil Nova Talks? All right, there you go. But my name is Akil. That's Ryan. Thank you, and peace out.